What's up, YouTube? This is Mark, Waist Deep Wade Fishing, Southwest Florida. Hope everyone had a great weekend. It is Sunday evening, so we are just settling down right now. It was a great week. Took out a couple of clients, got on some redfish, got on some snook, got on some trout. Very hot. 90-something degrees. 90% humidity. Felt like it was 110 out there, but we got the job done. I want to say thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Hats off to everybody out there showing a lot of love to the channel and to me as well, and to the business. And one of my subscribers had made a comment on the channel, and he had asked, do the colors of topwater baits matter? So that's going to be the emphasis of our discussion today. Do top water colors matter? Absolutely they do. And so do profiles. So we're going to dive into it, keep it short and sweet, to the point, and hopefully you can take this with you, out on your next inshore adventures for snook, redfish, and sea trout. So let's begin. Colors, yes, absolutely. And I am a firm believer. I love my chartreuse in bone, and I love my bone colored Hedon spooks, juniors. But on top of that, I also like my sheep pups. And I was a victim to this. I basically, those were the only two top waters I threw. And I had to get out of that pattern and understand that sometimes just those certain profile changes and that color change is going to trigger the bite. Now, for example, if you're throwing on a calm day, and you're throwing a top water and you've got calm water, you've got the right tide, you see activity in the water, I'm going to go to the bone. I'm going to go to my go-to, because this is what I feel comfortable with. It's what I have confidence in. And then, the day before, you were out there and you had pretty much similar conditions, and then you knocked it out of the park. And now today, basically the same conditions. You got the same kind of moving water, same wind, but now all of a sudden, no bite. Well, there's a reason for that. Why? The fish may not be looking for that particular type of profile, or they may have filled up on that bait the day before, the fish that are up and down that flat, and they're not interested in that profile or color. So yes, colors do matter. Now the problem is, when do you switch it up? And what type of colors do you use in what type of environment? Well, if you've got clear water, I would suggest use colors that are similar to the bait fish that you see in the water. Now, if you see a lot of mullet, or you know your particular seasons, what's on the flat, you've got greenbacks, you've got scaled sardines, you've got mullet, you've got pinfish, you've got needlefish. There's tons of different bait that are going up and down that flat. You've got blue crab, you've got shrimp. So I would suggest, if you're in clear water, bone is good. Of course, chartreuse is good, but it's also a good and a bad. Sometimes that chartreuse is just too loud for that clear, calm water, and you might want to tone it down to maybe a white, not a bone, but a white with a red head, or the bone, or greenback, white bottom. Remember, majority of the fish, are looking up, at that bait. Now, yes, the top waters roll, So if you've got clear water, when that top water rolls, they're going to see the sides of that bait. So I would suggest, in clear water, whites, chartreuses, if throw one or two, and or a combination of both. Sometimes a contrast of the white body and the chartreuse head. Sometimes the contrasts work, but not always. Definitely have a variety, in your wade fishing bag, or in your bag in your kayak, or in your box on your boat. Now let's go into a medium clarity of water. So let's say we're throwing top waters and we're, you know, near a creek mouth leading onto a grass flat. Well, you know, the water is going to be a little bit more muddy. It's going to have a darker tint to it. You know, there's different shades. Sometimes you have a clear, light green. Then you'll have a more silted, dark green from, you know, from the algae that's in the water. And then you also have muddy water. And then you also have tannic water. So, you know, knowing all that, you're going to have to be able to match what's going on the flat that you're working. So if you had, let's just say, a medium clarity water, what, you know, was a darker tint of green, well then I would go towards a darker, more earthy colors, browns, golds. I would use something that has a higher pitch, as where the, you know, you have the Heat and Super Spook Junior, which has a fairly decent knock. Then you have the one knocker, which is also great, and then you have the Mirror lineup. You know, the she dog, the she pup, the top dog junior, and those, you know, some are low pitch, some are high pitch. If you're using, you know, if you're on a flat and the clarity, again, it's, you know, a medium clarity and medium chop, you know, it's not too bad out there. Well, I would then go with a little bit dark, you know, a little bit darker of a bait, more of a greenish, goldish, a brown, blue, white, you know, blue side or silver. I would use those types of colors in that medium clarity water, and as well as use a medium type pitch bait, you know, a medium knock. Okay, you don't want something too obnoxious. Now, let's just say the last scenario you have dark water, you have muddy, tannic water. It's summertime, in Florida, and that water is just tannic. It looks like iced tea. You've got vegetation, floating on the top, so you're using inline circle hooks instead of trebles, and you've got a fairly decent wind and a little bit of chop. Well, then you want to go hardcore. I would go with a darker color, in a bigger profile, okay, with a high pitch. And I would recommend either a she dog or a she pup in, black, purple, purple and white, black and white, brown and gold, dark brown and gold. You want to use really, really dark colors in dark water. And we use the same emphasis on soft plastics as well. And I've just, again, in the last 2 or 3 years, have realized that, yeah, I have my go-to top waters, but I've saw different scenarios where, I was there the same, had the same conditions as the day before, went back to the same area, there was fish there, but they would not touch that top water. So I changed the size of the top water, I changed the pitch of the top water, and I changed the color of the top water, and sure enough, I got the fish to bite. So I hope that helps you guys out there when you're throwing those top waters in different scenarios. Again, thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. I love all you guys. I'm definitely going to be out there for the next 2 weeks. I got a lot of clients coming in, a lot of charters coming up, so you will be seeing some good footage. Again, hats off to you all. Make sure you tell a friend to hit that like button, subscribe, and the notification bell, and I will see you guys out in the water. Bye.